All right, guys, I've got to ask you a question. Why does Russell Westbrook enjoy hurting my feelings so much? What is it? What did I do to you, Russell Westbrook? What did we do to you? Besides beating you in the playoffs a few years ago. But maybe that was it. Hey, this is the Hoops Nerd postgame show. I swear Russell Westbrook just goes nuts against the Utah Jazz. I don't think there's another team out there that he loves to destroy more than the Utah Jazz. Russell Westbrook just does it again against the Utah Jazz. His numbers tonight were absolutely monstrous with his triple-double. I think it was 14 rebounds, 14 assists. I can't remember the points. I'm pulling up the box score here. But just a monster night from Russell Westbrook, who is just... You know, he's doing what I thought that the Washington Wizards might do when he went to them, that he would just kind of show that explosiveness and that, you know, him and Bradley Beal would be fun, you know, at the very least. And tonight, you know, except for Jazz fans who are typically the ones who watch this channel, it was a lot of fun because you had Russell Westbrook just dominating. He was unbelievable. Tonight, Russell Westbrook, 8 for 15 from the field. He had that mid-range going. It was that dagger at the end. 25 points. I was right. 14 rebounds, 14 assists. Only 3 turnovers. That's a 14-3 assist to turnover ratio. That is bonkers. That is just, I mean, that's what you gotta give it credit to. And here's the thing. And here's one and I know there's a lot of Jazz fans that, you know, hate Russell Westbrook. I'm not neither here nor there with Russell Westbrook. You know, one thing that I really appreciate about Russell Westbrook, and this is something that whether you hate him, love him, whatever, everyone can agree. This guy brings it every night. Like, this energy right here is every night. This energy, no matter who they're playing, it doesn't matter. He's bringing it. It's not just the Jazz. That's what's funny is like, yeah, he hurts my feelings. You know what? He hurts everyone's feelings. That's what Russell Westbrook does, is he breaks your heart, and he just goes 100 miles an hour every game. You know, love it or hate it, that's what he does. You know, and it's not just the energy, it's the emotion. He just gives it all. With, you know, and you know what? To be honest, sometimes I wish the Jazz had a little more of that, you know? Like, that's what I would, if I was an opposing, you know, fan or team or player, if there's one thing you can learn from Russell Westbrook, is that this guy is going to bring it every single game, 100 million %. It doesn't matter. Could be checkers night on a Tuesday. Russell Westbrook is going to try to just destroy you. Or if it's like the Utah Jazz on a Monday night, he's going to just try to kill you, or whichever night. Ryan Perry, the legend. Oh my gosh. Ryan, you're incredible. Ryan Perry, the legend. You didn't have to do that, Ryan. I am humbled, Ryan. You're incredible. I appreciate it. This is Ryan's channel tonight. This is the Ryan show. Ryan, because let's see, Ryan's from DC. Ryan is familiar with Russell Westbrook. Don't read the comment section anywhere tonight. Just imagine what it's like being a Jazz fan in DC right now. Everyone join the Discord. Yes. Like, hey, what Ryan wants, Ryan gets. All of you right now. Go join the Discord. If you go to the header of my page, just go to the, I don't know how to do it, but if you look at the header of the page, it should show you the Discord and you can go join. But Ryan, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's incredible. You don't have to do that, man. You really don't. But thank you so much, Ryan. I appreciate it. That's incredible. But yeah, many apologies. Actually, you know what, Ryan? I've tried to give props to Russell Westbrook. If you're a Wizards fan, you know, enjoy it, because this is the type of thing you thought you were going to see every night. And I don't know why the Wizards don't have a better record, to be honest, because I thought that this is kind of what they would do more often, you know, and I think it's partly because of injuries, COVID. Westbrook had a kind of a difficult start, I think, percentages wise, but he's really kind of figured it out. At least tonight he did. But just speaking of Ryan Perry, you know what? My worst basketball loss experience, I was in Argentina when the USA basketball team lost to Argentina. And I tell you what, that was the worst, because I wasn't even really able to watch. And all I had was Argentines telling me every single day, you know who the best player in the NBA is? It's un Argentino, Manu Ginobili. And I got to hear that every single day. And you know what? ever since the Dream Team had been playing, you just never expected Team USA to lose. Like, that was like, as a Jazz fan, you're used to the Jazz losing. Like, pain is a part of being a Jazz fan. It is. It's just, we all know what it's like to just feel that just dread and sadness after a bad loss. Like, that's one thing that we can all embrace each other on, is sadness. But I had never thought that Team USA would lose in the, I don't think it was actually the Olympics. I think it was like the what is it called? Not the Olympic Games. It's like the summer game. I can't remember. The off year tournament that's not the Olympics. What do they call it? The basketball championships or something like that. And, you're like rooting for, like, I don't even think Tim Duncan could play, because I think Tim Duncan's technically from, like, Dominican Republic or something like that. But you had, like, Richard Jefferson was, like, one of the guys you were rooting for. And it was so much pain in my heart. I actually think I was in a home that we got to watch it, and it was FIBA. Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate you, Ryan. It was the FIBA basketball championships, kind of like the World Cup of basketball or whatever you want to call it. But anyways, pure sadness and pain to watch Team USA, who you thought would win easily, but not only that, to lose in Argentina and have Manu Ginobili just destroy the Team USA. It's probably a similar feeling tomorrow in DC. I hope that you take a sick day tomorrow, Ryan. I hope that you can maybe lick your wounds and hopefully just forget about what we saw tonight, because as a Jazz fan, this was a rough night. You know what? Also, Bradley Beal is one of those guys. He's one of those guys, to be honest, one of my favorite players outside of the Jazz. Bradley Beal tonight just put up legit solid numbers. 45% from the field. He took 31 shots to score 34 points, which is kind of amazing. 2 for 5 from 3, 4 for 7 from the free throw line for Beal. Tonight, between Beal and Westbrook, it was 59 points. They massacred the Jazz, absolutely massacred them. You know who else massacred the Jazz? And it's kind of 2 nights in a row, and I don't know if he needs a night off, but Rudy just didn't look quite himself again this game. Rudy dominated Alex Len, but the guy who came in and really just was amazing was Robin Lopez. Robin Lopez tonight was 5 for 5 from the field, 10 points, and he was a plus 10 for the game. The only other player that had that high of a plus-minus was Russell Westbrook, who was a plus 10. So, unbelievable. Russell Westbrook, I mean, sometimes you just get your tail kicked, right? We're going to be PG here, but sometimes you get your butt kicked. And that's what happened tonight. The Jazz just kind of hoped that Donovan Mitchell would save him. And in the first quarter, Donovan Mitchell looked incredible. He looked unreal. And then Quinn takes him out. Sometimes I wish Quinn would just like let him roll a little bit, because guess what? Here's the thing. Donovan Mitchell ends up playing in this game 38 minutes. And it's a back-to-back. So Donovan Mitchell is going to play tomorrow. Guess what? He's probably going to be tired. Can we sometimes maybe alternate our minutes a little bit? If Donovan Mitchell is rolling, can we let him play a little bit? Maybe just like, if you've got like that rhythm going, just squeeze that rhythm out, squeeze out as much as you can. Because guess what? Quinn chose to play, let's see, what's his name? Trent Forrest, who I knew he was going to play. I had called it in the SLC Dunk preview. You can go look at it. But tonight, Quinn Snyder decides to play Trent Forrest. 12 minutes. He was 0 for 1 from the field and had zeros across the board. He did get 1 assist, so that's good. And 2 turnovers. 1 assist and 2 turnovers. That's what we got. For some reason, Quinn Snyder has Trent Forrest above Elijah Hughes in the pecking order, and I don't understand it. Tonight was a night that, you know what? It was going to be a tough night because it was relying a lot on Donovan Mitchell and Joe Ingles, and there wasn't a lot of like, the other guy that was big time was Bojan Bogdanovic. We got to give Bojan Bogdanovic credit. But it was going to be those 3 guys that you needed monster nights from, and Mitchell had a great first quarter, but the second half it was not a lot of great stuff. It was a lot of hero ball, to be honest. Mitchell scores 42 on 32 shots, which is actually pretty good considering, because he went to the line again, which is I guess that's the thing. Let's look at 3 silver linings tonight. Silver lining number 1, and I guess I should backtrack a little bit. Donovan Mitchell didn't have the worst night ever. I wish he kind of made a little bit more plays for other guys, because you look at Donovan Mitchell tonight. I'm wrong again. Donovan Mitchell had 6 assists. So Donovan Mitchell played better than I thought. I thought his shot selection could have been a tiny bit better. That's a lot of shots, 32. And there were certain moments where I think he could have like made the play a little bit more. But you're not going to argue with someone getting 42 points on 32 shots with 6 assists. You just had not a lot of other guys contributing. In this game, you had the biggest silver lining is probably Bojan Bogdanovic. Scores 6 for 10 from the three-point line, 10 for 18 overall. That's the best three-point shooting night maybe of the... Well, no, he's had a few bigger. I think he went 7 for 10 one game. But that's one of his best shooting nights of the season. So nice to see Bojan hit some shots. If you get... regular Bojan out of this game where he can hit threes with regularity, that's massive. And you know what I loved? And I know he missed it at the end and it was a big miss. And, if he'd have made it, that'd have been incredible. But that, like, final sequence where it's like a close game, Bojan sidestepped and took a three. And, people will probably talk about the miss. But one thing that I noticed when he took that shot is Bojan sidestepped that and he took that with confidence. How many times have we seen Bojan take any three in the last, 10 to 15 games with absolute confidence? Not a lot. And so if we get anything out of this game, Brian Perry, we are missing intensity at the wing. I agree a little bit. I think we're just missing intensity overall. I think our defense was just putrid tonight. Like the Jazz's inability to stop a guard, whether it's the point guard or the shooting guard of opposing teams, and basically like the Wizards are designed to destroy the Jazz. But anyways, just seeing Bojan Bogdanovic shoot with confidence is massive. If that confidence can carry over and he can start shooting that ball, then who cares if they lose this game, honestly? Because if the thing that's going to make the Jazz an actual championship contender is if Bojan Bogdanovic shoots the ball like he did last year. Plain and simple. And someone made it, I can't remember who it was. Someone made a good tweet. Like the Jazz right now, their starting unit is playing with 2 3-point shooters. You have Royce O'Neal, who is just not able to hit a three right now. He's just not. And he's passing them up in multiple situations. And Bojan Bogdanovic, who multiple times in the last 10 to 15 games is passing up 3-point shots. So the nice silver lining tonight is that Bogey had a great night offensively. He just did. And the biggest thing of all, though, is him taking those threes. Like Bojan Bogdanovic taking 10 threes was what he was bringing last year. And that's what you want. And he doesn't need to shoot 6 for 10 from 3 every night. But if Bojan shoots 3 for 10 or 4 for 10 from 3 every single night, but it is consistently a threat. Like if Bojan shoots 4 for 10 every single night, I can't tell you how massive that is because that spreads the floor. They have to respect that, and it opens things up for everyone else. Honestly, the Bojan Bogdanovic struggles have been such a big issue for the Jazz because it's just eventually teams are just like, I don't have to guard him. And even tonight they were going under the screen. Bojan made them pay. So really, really massive. Man, I can't go over it, Ryan. You are so awesome. Thank you, Ryan. Unbelievable. You're amazing, Ryan. That's why he's the legend. Anyways, the other silver lining. What was I going to say? Oh, Royce O'Neal's rebounding. As bad as his shooting has been, his rebounding has been awesome. Tonight, Royce's rebounding, and I haven't even looked. But 12 rebounds. 12 rebounds for Royce tonight. And I know last night his shot wasn't falling either. But 14 rebounds the game before. Tonight, 12 rebounds for Royce. He is answering that call. Eventually, and I'm praying, eventually Royce O'Neal gets that 3-point shot to fall. At some point, somehow, he's got to get that 3-point shot to fall because that's when the Jazz become Voltron and every single part locks in and you're able to go at full speed. But if you have Royce not shooting, you have like a missing arm. And if you have Bojan who's not shooting the three, you have a bum leg and you're just like a crappy Voltron. But when you have all the 5 pieces where Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley, Royce O'Neal and Bojan Bogdanovic on the legs, and then you have Rudy who's that big body and he's the head of the monster, you've got Voltron, baby. And that's my metaphor for tonight. But yeah, I saw, let's see, who mentioned it in chat because I'm trying to follow. Ryan Perry, the legend. Mike and JC are crucial. I think we definitely learned that tonight. And maybe that's the silver lining is just, we've kind of seen JC struggle. The last 5 or 6 times he's played, he's missed the last 4 games? I can't remember. I'm really hoping that he just gets healthy because we've seen how important he is. And tonight was a big example of how important Jordan Clarkson is because he brings that offensive boost you need. Like if you don't have that boost from Jordan Clarkson, you're putting a lot on Donovan Mitchell's shoulders, and he's able to bear it to a certain extent. But and even tonight where you had Bojan Bogdanovic shoot the ball well, it wasn't enough. You need that offensive boost from Jordan Clarkson. It takes a load off of Donovan Mitchell. Mitchell can go against weaker defenders, and he can shoot the ball. And then the other one that's really important, DW to CB, you're right. Mike Conley is crucial as well. I mean, that's just that secondary guy. And what we've seen is that Utah has Mike Conley and Rudy Gobert go against bench units, and they feast. And the Jazz didn't have that tonight, And it really does allow Donovan Mitchell to play a little more off the ball. Even though I feel like Donovan Mitchell is better when he is the primary guy and he's making good decisions, getting everyone involved and all that. I think tonight was like a good example of a night of why you can't just depend on Donovan every single game. You need to have secondary and third options, because if you don't, you're going to have nights where like Donovan Mitchell's going to feel like he's going to have to do everything, and when the shot is falling in the first quarter and it's not in the second, third, and fourth, you're going to struggle. Seth Dow, let's see. It's a delay on the chat. Seth Dalglesh, welcome to Rookie. Welcome to the channel, Seth. I appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. I hope you enjoy it. It's a rookie with potential is what we always say. So thank you, Seth, for joining the channel. I appreciate it. But anyways, you are absolutely right, guys. Mike Conley is essential. I do feel like JC, we've kind of seen that he brings an offensive boost that the Jazz need. That if he can play off of Mike Conley, if he can, take offensive possessions when he's being guarded by a lesser defender on second units, and he can just take advantage, especially when Jordan Clarkson's 3 is falling, it's massive. It's massive. It was a big part of the Jazz's win streak, and so this is a tough little stretch for the Jazz where they've, not played very well. They've lost to some good teams. They consistently have really good efforts from everyone they play, because everyone knows the Jazz are number 1. Westbrook knows that the Jazz are number 1, and he wants to come in and prove that he's number 1. That's his mentality, and the Jazz have to kind of do a better job of bringing that juice every single night. Otherwise, things like tonight happen where you didn't defend good enough, and it was a close thing at the end, but it just wasn't quite enough. So tough stuff. Anyways, guys, you guys are all amazing. A big special shout out to Ryan Perry tonight for some, like I say, if you guys want to donate, that's amazing. Don't ever feel like you have to. Let's see. All right, let's give a shout out to our All-Stars tonight. Cody Strickland, the latest All-Star. Mitt Robach, DW to CB, Darren Williams to Carlos Boozer, Jorge Arizaga, mi amigo, Lee Christensen, Shantheric, Ryan Perry, the legend, Justin Ty H, Patrick Akubo, Robert Hall, DW Jazz going all the way. Did we lose someone? I think DW is now the new first of them all. Anyways, guys, that's all we got tonight. Tough loss for the Utah Jazz, but guess what? The Jazz are playing without 2 of their important pieces, Mike Conley and Jordan Clarkson. They looked, also, Quinn Snyder played Trent Forrest and Matt Thomas, and he should have played Elijah Hughes, all right? I'm just going to say it. That was weird. And also, I don't know. I don't understand some of the decisions Quinn makes, but we're not going to rag on Quinn too much. It's tough when you lose 2 main rotation guys. But, guys, like and subscribe to the channel. If you're new here, you can join the channel and be a part of the chat. If you want, I don't know, tell your friends, share this on social media. I don't know, tell them. It's fun. We have fun. Like and subscribe, guys.